Mr. Jaideep Majaraju hails from Nellore district. He did his post-graduation from the prestigious Central University of Hyderabad. He presented several papers at different universities in the international conferences also. To cite an example, he presented a paper at the Santiniketan University, Kolkata also. Presently, he is working with the Panchayat Raj Department of Nellore district. He is a good communicator. I request Mr. Jaideep to go ahead with the subject on geography.
Thanks for the introduction. Am I audible?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Hello everyone, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir.
Yeah. I am Jaideep. I never had a teaching experience, but let me try today. I hear lots of people saying about UPSC civil preparation. They say personality development is the basic thing during the preparation, but it is not the sole requirement. We need lots of hard work. We need to read thoroughly for every day. We need to stress upon 8 hours of study. And moreover that, we need to be very serious about this UPSC preparation. So let's just directly get into the subject. Can anyone tell me what is the difference between geography and geography in UPSC preparation?
Anybody? Murali Sai can answer if he can.
Yes, sir. I was just trying to figure out the difference because as soon as you said geography and geography in civil services, it was very hard for me to differentiate between the both because last time I read about geography was in 10th. That was the last, and again it's now after 7 years, and I kind of felt like both of them are pretty much the same. But the only difference I felt is civil services doesn't necessarily go in deep in geography as a subject in particular. It just it's a generalist specialist exam that takes care of, that touches all the subjects and not just geography particularly in depth. So that's one difference I could come up with.
Yeah, true. It is just about the perception. Who came here to study geography? I haven't studied geography for the sake of studying it. In geography, we read about theories. We get emotional about the subject. We prepare it to get degrees. But when it comes to the matter of UPSC, we prepare geography according to the demands of UPSC paper setter. We do not go deep into the subject. We touch upon each and every aspect of geography. Here, I'm not a geography teacher. I just came here to guide you for UPSC preparation where geography is involved. I don't want any of you to study geography, but just read it for the sake of getting into UPSC civil services. Let's talk about geography in real life. Geography is with us in every day. We use GPS every now and then. Can anyone tell me what is the full form of GPS?
Sir, is it a geo positioning system or geo satellite positioning system?
Global positioning system.
Oh, right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. It is a global navigation satellite. It was put forth by NASA. Let's talk about geography and politics. We call it geopolitics. India is today in the midst of a major geopolitical repositioning. Why is not India having warlike situations with Germany or Brazil? Why is India having warlike situations only with China or, per se, Pakistan? Are you following the recent updates regarding India and China standoff at the borders of J&K and Arunachal Pradesh these days? Can anyone tell me where did our defense minister meet Chinese defense minister a few days ago? Can anyone answer except Murali? Because he has been answering all the questions.
Dear students, please, you can open your videos so that we can interact with each other. It's all about the interaction. Simply listening to the lecture will not help. Hello, Lalita, are you there?
Can I repeat the question?
Yes, ma'am.
Where
Yeah.
did our defense minister meet Chinese defense minister recently?
Lalita, Shantipriya, Manisha, anyone who can answer?
Devaki, is she there?
She'll be joining at 5:30, sir.
Acha. Please go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead. Hmm.
Rajnath Singh has met Chinese counterpart in Moscow, Russia during Shanghai Cooperation Organization meeting. It was a meeting for defense ministers conducted by Shanghai Cooperation Organization. And today, our Rajnath Singh has left to Iran also to meet Iran counterpart. Let's talk about geography and health. Have you heard about tropical diseases? Can anyone give me examples of tropical diseases? So let me talk about it. Diseases that are prevalent in tropical or subtropical regions are known as tropical diseases. These diseases are related to climate changes in tropical regions. Few of the tropical diseases are like malaria, dengue, cholera, yellow fever, and many of these are called tropical diseases. Can anyone tell me all these diseases are present in UK or USA? Is dengue prevalent in UK?
Sir, I think we have typhoid in UK. Is that right? I'm aware of a few: typhoid, malaria.
Yeah, like very few cases are prevalent over there.
Right, sir.
So basically, geography talks about natural laws. It deals it deals with how universal laws could be applicable in real life situations. How to know what is asked in UPSC civils for geography? We'll come to UPSC now. We can know it from reading the syllabus and checking out the previous papers of geography. In UPSC, it is important to know what not to study rather than to know what is to study. So I'll give you basic readings for geography. By the way, I have not prepared any PPT because UPSC demands us to write so much, especially in mains examination. We are supposed to write so much in the paper. So I'll dictate the notes now. Please take down the notes. Right now, I'm going to give essential readings for UPSC preparation. Is everyone ready? Can I go ahead?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So basically, NCRT are like Bible for UPSC preparation, especially in the matter of geography. I'll tell you, like we need to read from 6th class to 12th class geography NCRTs. Can anyone tell me what is the full form of NCRT? We have been hearing about this term since long, since we have come to the UPSC preparation. Everyone must be hearing what is NCRT. Can anyone tell me the full form of NCRT?
National Council of Research Training.
Education and Research Training.
Yeah, right. National Council of Educational Research and Training. So starting from 6th class, the earth, our habitat. This is the title of the book of 6th class for geography books. 7th class, our environment. 8th class, resource and development. 9th class, contemporary India 1. 10th class, contemporary India part 2. Most essential readings for UPSC preparation are 11th and 12th class NCRTs. In 11th class, we have two books, Fundamentals of Physical Geography. Let me show you the book, this one. Fundamentals of Physical Geography, 11th class textbook. And in 11th class, India Physical Environment. And in 12th class, we have two books, Fundamentals of Human Geography, this one. And India, People and Economy. These are also 12th class textbook. Apart from this essential text, we have Certificate Physical and Human Geography by G.C. Leong. Can I repeat the book name? Certificate Physical and Human Geography by G.C. Leong. And moreover, we need to stress upon Atlas. You can buy Oxford or Orient Black Swan. I have Orient Black Swan. Buy the latest edition of Oxford, it will be better. Apart from this, I'll tell you additional readings also. Geography of India by Majid Hussain. He's a professor of geography. He has given an excellent book regarding geography. And I have another book, Geography. For Indian geography, I have Wajiram and Ravi material. Indian geography, Wajiram and Ravi material. This will be additional reading. Apart from these, we need to stress upon current affairs and geography related things. India yearbook is the must and should book we need to carry during the UPSC preparation. It is released by Ministry of Information and Broadcasting Technology. And then geography based current affairs. Please read Hindu newspaper rigorously each and every day. And apart from that, read either it is Focus magazine or Vision IAS material. I am referring to Focus magazine. It is released by Rao's IAS. So this is the most important thing. Practice map religiously for 15 minutes every day. Can we all take an activity now? Can everyone draw India outline map within 2 minutes? I request all of you to draw India map outline. I'm just asking about outline in 2 minutes. You do not have to get perfection in drawing India map. But everyone should know how to draw it because it will fetch you good marks in UPSC preparation. Everyone done?
Yes, students, if you have already finished drawing it, you can show it on your screen. You can also draw it roughly if you are not perfect at it. Rough diagram, everybody should be able to do it. Yeah, good, good.
I wasn't able to complete the map
Yeah,
completely, but yeah.
Has everyone completed it? Shanti Priya, have you finished? Yeah, you may continue, Mr. Jaideep.
So basically, there are main three parts in geography preparation of UPSC: physical geography, Indian geography, and world geography. In physical geography, we come across three important aspects: geomorphology, climatology, oceanography. So let's get into the subject directly now. We'll start with geomorphology. Can anyone tell me what is the definition of geomorphology? Have you heard the term geomorphology?
Yes, sir.
Geomorphology is the understanding of the earth and the processes by which it is shaped. In geomorphology, the important aspect is universe. Understanding the universe and the solar system is the most important thing. How did the universe begin? Can anyone answer? How did the universe begin? Is there any theory regarding it?
Sir, according to the NCRT books that I studied, yeah, we do have a few theories, out of which one I'm aware of is the Big Bang theory.
Yeah. So it began with an explosion, and the theory was given by Big Bang theory. It says universe is expanding even today. Big Bang theory says the universe is still expanding. Big Bang theory is universally accepted. It is also known as expanding universe hypothesis. As per Big Bang theory, the chronology is initially there was a gravitational singularity, which means infinite density and temperature is thought to have contained in an infinite decimally small point. Please take down the notes. Big Bang theory is universally accepted one. As per Big Bang theory, we'll talk about chronology. There was a gravitational singularity. There was a gravitational singularity, which means infinite density and temperature is thought to have contained in an infinite decimally small point. Infinite density and temperature is thought to have contained in an infinite decimally small point. After singularity, we have an explosion. 13.7 billion years ago, we had an explosion, which led to the formation and evolution of the universe. Singularity was the first phase, and then we had explosion 13.7 billion years ago. This explosion is known as Big Bang theory. In the first 3 minutes, particles and atoms started forming. In the first 3 minutes, particles and atoms started forming. Hydrogen was the simplest and first atom to form. Later, after 4 lakh years of Big Bang, a microwave light was released. This microwave was recorded by the Cosmic Background Explorer. Cosmic Background Explorer. is a project by NASA in 2006, and it gave a proper proof for Big Bang theory. This project was awarded Nobel Physics Prize in 2006. Cosmic Background Explorer. Can anyone tell me what is the full form of WIPGR? WIPGR.
Violet, indigo, blue, green,
Yeah,
yellow, orange, red.
yeah, right. So what is WIPGR actually? So
All the
WIPGR,
colors in the rainbow.
WIPGR is a spectrum of visible light. Light we see is violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. All together, they mix up and form visible light. By mixing all of these, we get the visible white light. We talked about microwave, right? After the release of microwave, there was a period of darkness which was continued for almost millions of years. The period of darkness was followed by visible light. The thing we talked about WIPGR. The period of darkness was followed by visible light, and later ultraviolet radiation was formed. After the formation of visible light, after a few million years, galaxies and stars were formed. Initial stars formed within first billion years, with the first billion year of Big Bang. They were much bigger in size. Any of the stars near our solar system, they were much bigger than our sun. These stars formed a group, and it is known as galaxy. These galaxies were formed simultaneously. Galaxies thus formed continued to move away from each other, and they are still moving. It led to the expansion of universe. You should remember, galaxies are not moving. Galaxies are not expanding. Matter inside the galaxies move around the core of the galaxies, and it expands the galaxy. Can anyone repeat the things I have said? Really? Can anyone repeat? So after the formation of stars and galaxies, for each star, planets were formed. And we'll talk about our solar system in the next class. Can anyone tell me what is the full form of IST? IST.
So, in, can you hear me, sir? The voice cracked a little, so I just try to be as audible as possible. Sir, is it international subscriber dialing?
No, it is Indian Standard Time.
Indian Standard Dialing, right, sir? Thank you.
So based on which line Indian Standard Time was drawn? These are the questions asked in previous UPSC papers. Can anyone answer this?
Can you please repeat it? It was not audible.
Based on which line Indian Standard Time was drawn?
I think so. Lalita was answering.
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah. Please answer.
Standard meridian.
So it is 82.5 degrees east longitude. It passes through Mirzapur of Uttar Pradesh. Based on that, we have drawn Indian Standard Time.
Any questions, students? From what you have learned today? You can put it in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and ask.
So tell me, what are the major movements of Earth?
Movements of the earth.
Yeah, right.
Jaideep, you go ahead. You go on telling. You go on.
Manisha answers it is a rotation and revolution.
Which planet has the highest number of satellites? Which planet in solar system has the highest number of satellites?
So Saturn, am I audible, sir?
No. Jupiter has the highest number of satellites.
All right, sir. I'll make that correction. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Jupiter has 67 and Saturn has 62 satellites.
They are the beginners, Jaideep. You go on telling. They may not be able to answer. You go on telling. The answer also you please tell.
So what is the largest satellite in solar system?
you tell, you tell.
It's Ganymede. It is a satellite of Jupiter. It is Ganymede, Ganymede. Have you heard about Kepler Space Telescope? Kepler Space Telescope. Kepler Space Telescope is used to identify exoplanets. Exoplanets are planet-like objects which are found around the stars beyond solar system. Exoplanets present beyond solar system. They are like planet-like objects which are found around stars beyond solar system. Can anyone give examples of dwarf planets? Dwarf planets.
Pluto.
Yeah, Pluto is one of the examples. Pluto, please take down the notes. Pluto, Eris, Makemake, Make. It's the name of the dwarf planet. Hume and Ceres. These are the examples of dwarf planets. So we talked about major movements of Earth, right? Major movements of Earth are rotation and revolution. Can anyone tell me what are the minor movements of Earth? Minor movements of Earth are known as Milankovitch cycles. There are three things in Milankovitch cycles: tilt, precision, eccentricity. We'll talk about all these things in the next class. Anyone have any doubts regarding this? I request every one of you to read 6th class NCERT geography textbook by the next geography class.
Hello?
Sir, I'm done for today.
Yeah. Director Madam, you can close this session.
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Jaideep. I think so. Our students will get ready with the 6th standard geography textbook by the next class. Yeah, all of them, can now NCERT textbooks are available online also. So you can go through them, see if you don't have the physical copy of it, and during this situation, if you cannot go and purchase it, it's available online. Please go through it. And also I would like to know if the students have last class, CEO sir has asked us to write down about A to Z civils, to take a 200 pages notebook and start writing for each alphabet, collect information. Yeah, for alphabet A, it's already been discussed. And for the other alphabets also, in our website, we have put up what are the important topics alphabetical wise, right? So Kirtana, can you tell me how much you have done already? What are the topics you started writing your notes about?
Ma'am, I went through all the topics which sir has given, and I
Okay.
started reading, and I collected few websites where to write, ma'am. But I'll start.
You'll
writing.
start writing it. Very good. Shanti Priya? Shanti Priya? Have you
Yes,
started
ma'am.
with it? Have you started with it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
What are the topics you have done already? Have you started with it or you're going to do it?
Ma'am, I have read which you posted in website and I'll write now.
You'll start
I have
writing.
to write.
Yeah. I think so. We need to, start with it. And reading the newspapers is also very, very important. We have the e-newspapers. I think so. We should, start making the notes like as Mr. Jaideep has told, related to geography. It will be the current affairs related to a particular subject. We need to be very clearly writing it down. So that will help us. So we will move on to the, thank you, Mr. Jaideep. And we will interact again in the next session regarding geography. Thank you very much. Now we would like to continue with the session. Sir, can you please introduce the next speaker?
Padma wanted a clarification regarding dwarf planet. Jaideep, if you can explain 2 minutes, it would be better.
Yeah,
Jaideep?
it is already he has written
Answered
down.
in the chart.
Oh,
In
yeah.
the chart. If she is satisfied,
Yeah.
then it's all right. Whether she is satisfied with the answer, then it's all right. Then it's all right. Ms Devaki.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah, please. Friends, today we have another lecture by Ms Devaki Sai Krishna. She is a prodigy, born intellect. She is the daughter of Prasad Guruji yesterday, who gave us an enlightening talk about the empowerment. She has done a book, very, very, very important book, mmthought.com. It is very exclusive, solar system and other Vedic mathematics and other things. The copy of it has been given to the Vice President of India in Delhi. She has attended several international conferences also and presented her thesis. She has widely traveled, particularly in the Northeast, and she presently stays in Vasishtha Ashram, which is a very, very spiritual organization. And I request Devaki to explain us about the environmental issues. Please, madam. Please go ahead.
Namaste, sir. I'm first of all very much delighted and very glad for being given such a great opportunity. Today we're going to have a discussion and interaction on environment-based questions and a better understanding. Before going into the interaction, may I have the privilege to see all the participants just for once and to say hello to them?
Yeah, let them open. Let them open.
Yeah, please. Shanti Priya, Lalita, Kirtana. Could you please say hello to me? Hi. Hi. Nice to have you. Being a co-participant, I was very happy to have you. You're so brave, girls and everyone. Hi, Lalita. Hi, Ashwini. Yes. I just want to give a brief disclaimer to this session. Hi, Lalita. First of all, yes, thank you. First of all, I haven't been here like a teacher. I'm not going to teach you anything. I'm not going to make you remember anything, not about any acts, any species, or any conservation methods. I'm more interested in sharing my own experiences. So you need not memorize, mug up anything in the session, but just always have the freedom to feel the flow and observe. And the second one, I'm not going to ask you any questions, and you need not answer me, but always have the freedom to share what you feel. The third, the prime concern or the prime reason for why we are going to focus on the environment-based questions is to program our mind in a way that could very effectively process the knowledge that we are going to further take down in the future classes of environment. Whatever be the place or position that we want to achieve in our life, it is very essential that we must have a very clear-cut idea about the path we're going to take. Suppose if I'm going to do a treasure hunt, if I'm going on a treasure hunt, I need to have a very clear map about the surroundings, about the topography, especially on the way I'm going to travel. Okay, I have the map now. And the map says that I need to go through mountains, I need to go through dark forests, I need to travel a very long way. So what does this map tell to me? It tells me the necessity to equip myself with certain accessories like trekking shoes, equip myself with certain supplements like food for the long travel, torch to course through the dense dark forests. If you are on that treasure hunt and that treasure is a position in the civil services, don't you think you also require a map? Do you think? Could you please answer?
Yes,
Does any of you think that we also require a map on what way we are supposed to go and what type of skills we must equip ourselves with? Yes, we do require a map. And do you know what that map is? Which gives us a very crystal clear clarity on the way, on the skills that we need to equip ourselves with. That single map is the question papers. The UPSC gives a very elaborate, a very comprehensive notification on the syllabus. But where do you find the key to the expectations the UPSC is expecting from us? It is very clearly written in the newspaper, in the question papers. And one major advantage we're going to get by doing these question papers, going through them and having an observation of how the questions are being asked. What is the pattern? What is the main concern behind the question? What is the soul of the question? We are going to literally program our minds. We have a very potential biological system. Especially, I need to present before you the efficiency of the reticular activating system. Every day, throughout the day, we go on getting a lot of information. But what do we focus on? Essentially depends on what how we set the priorities of us. If you're walking on a street, you see different shops, different commercial activity. But if you're hungry at that point of time, you will definitely find those restaurants which are going to help you satisfy your hunger. So how could you filter all the information and go right to that point accurately? That is by setting your priorities, by knowing how you should set your filters. So I think this interaction on how the questions are being asked in the UPSC, especially in the environmental section, help us in programming our mind, setting the priorities so that we can have a better clarity on how we have to read, what we have to read, where to focus, and where to have a greater understanding upon. So I'll share the question papers that I have. Okay. Madam, I think only you can share.
Yeah, I have enabled multiple participant sharing. Now you can do it.
Okay, thank you. Could all of you see these questions? Anyone, please?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's better.
Yeah. I'll just do.
Yeah.
So first of all, let us have an interaction on the questions related to the conservation sites, location, features, species, habitat, and importance. So our prime concern in here is just to observe the soul of the question and to derive those inputs and to derive those certain priority areas which give us an idea, which give us a direction and lead for further preparations. So in which, the first question says, in which of the following states is Pakui Wildlife Sanctuary located? So we were given 4 states. We were supposed to choose the one. Here, the main purpose seems to be questioning our idea of our ability to locate the sanctuary. As you know, for conservation of wildlife, we have different types of conservation places. So among them, the wildlife sanctuaries plays a key role. So we are supposed to know where a sanctuary is located, in which state, in which environment. Coming to the next question, the 18th number. From the ecological point of view, which one of the following assumes importance in being a good link between the Eastern Ghats and the Western Ghats? Now, they're not just asking a question based on the particular location of the sanctuary or the reserve, tiger reserve, or any conservation center, but they are focusing on the topographic details in which mountain ranges, particular reserve or a forest or a national park or a biosphere reserve is located. Now the 45th. Which of the following national parks is unique in being a swamp with floating vegetation that supports a rich biodiversity? So now they're focusing on the features of the conservation center. The next question. In a particular region in India, the local people train the roots of the living trees into robust bridges across the streams. As the time passes, these bridges become stronger. These unique living root bridges are found in which state? A picture of these bridges was given in the Hindu newspaper. It seems quite interesting, and by following the current affairs, especially the Hindu and other newspapers as suggested by your faculty, you can have a very good understanding for building up a pictographic memory of the events, locations, and different structures that are involved and related to the environment. Going to the next question. In which one among the following categories of protected areas in India the local people not allowed to collect and use biomass? In your further study of the environment, you can know the different categories of conservation places, and then you can have a better idea of what type of limitations are set to each type of conservation area. And this question basically asks us to do a comparative analysis of what is allowed in one conservation and what is not allowed in the other. So I'm going to the next page. If you want to see gharials in their natural habitat, which one of the following is the best place to visit? Now they're asking the natural habitat of a particular organism. Especially, they focus on those species which are endangered or which need much more conservation. So they're asking the natural habitat is the Chambal River. So it says us that we also need to have a better understanding of where an animal belongs to which animal belongs to, what is the river, the mountains, the state, the environmental conditions. And I have devised a small mechanism for myself while preparing for the prelims and for mains, that I used to take the map of India with clear-cut divisions of the states, and I used to paste the pictures of the animals that needed conservation. And that helped me a lot. So can we proceed?
Sure, you can proceed.
In which of the following regions of India you're most likely to come across the great Indian hornbill in its natural habitat? It's the same question that we have seen earlier. They're asking us to point out the natural habitat. What are the unique, what is unique about Karai camels, a breed found in India? Actually, I came across this Karai camel in the newspaper. It was just swimming in the estuaries. That was a wild thing for me. I've never seen a camel swimming in the coastal region. I have always seen a camel just going on the sands and deserts. But that picture had really changed my idea about the features or about the abilities or the importance of a particular animal in different habitats. So I could gain from my pictographic memory that I developed by seeing the newspapers, and I could answer it as well. I think that would work. Sorry, across the pages. With reference to dugong, a mammal found in India, which of the following statements are correct? Here they're asking about an animal, whether it's a herbivorous, what type of food that it eats, and where do we found it? Do we found it in the entire coast of India, or do we found it in just one particular location, west or east? And what type of protection is given to it for its conservation? So we have to have a very good idea of the species, the dangers they face, and what are the measures we have been taking for improving their population, and as being an administrator, we also have to have a good idea on what are the legal positions, what are the legal ways of protecting, what are the special acts. So the 40th question is on which one of the following is the national aquatic animal of India? It is the Gangetic dolphin. So whenever, these are very static questions. So the standard questions from the static portion, which can give us an entire picture of what had been happened before our preparation, the static portions. The next question, other than poaching, what are the possible reasons for the decline in the population of Ganges River dolphins? Here they're asking about what are the real problems or the threats a particular species is undergoing in a particular habitat. So construction of dams and barrages, increase in the population, getting trapped in fishing nets, use of synthetic fertilizers. What I have ventured in my examination in attempting these questions, these all options seem very similar, seem very related, sorry. So picking up a particular or eliminating was a bit difficult. So having a long process, organic evolution of information, slowly consuming the information and updating yourself in the long run is going to fetch you very good through this process. Which one of the following groups of animals belong to the category of endangered species? In your study, you're going to learn about the different categories of species, who made the categorization, and what enables a particular species to come under a particular categorization. And you can enjoy it much further when you have a great knowledge about this. So they're asking about what type of animals are coming under the endangered species. And the particular problem that I faced in remembering the animals in here is that, see, we go through the newspaper. We come across different animals that are in different categories of threat. And then we are asked a question of all some names and we're supposed to answer it. So we have a raw data in the newspapers, but now in the question we are supposed to give an analytical answer. We need to collate the data and we need to remember what type of animals are under a particular category and answer this question. And so in the next examination, I have made some few papers. I have pasted all the pictures of the animals in different categories. So that enabled me to get more clarity on what type of animals in whole come under particular category. Sorry, please bear with me. I'm using my phone, so it's a bit difficult. The fourth question says, most of the world's coral reefs are in tropical waters. More than 1/3 of the world's coral reefs are located in the territories of Australia, Indonesia, and Philippines. Coral reefs host far more number of animal phyla than those hosted by tropical rainforests. Actually, I have read much about the coral reefs from a standard book. I know that most of the world's coral reefs are in tropical waters, and I also know that coral reefs host far more number of animal phyla than the tropical rainforests. But in examination, I have the second option. I have the second statement which says, more than 1/3 of the world's coral reefs are located in the territories of Australia, Indonesia, and Philippines. This made me a bit weary. I was not very sure of what percentage of coral reefs are present in which particular area. So then I realized I need to have a more wider knowledge, not just about the facts, but also understand the distribution of the species. If you read about a particular species, we need to have a fair understanding of what are the regions around the world where the particular species is found. So this gives us a better edge in eliminating or answering. Some questions are quite interesting. Which of the following leaf modifications occur in the desert areas to inhibit water loss? So this asks us primarily about what type of modifications does the plant undergo in order to acclimatize or adapt to a particular environment. So here the question is about the desert plants. So what type of modifications they do to themselves in the long run of evolution? Hardy and waxy leaves, tiny leaves, thorny, thorns instead of leaves. So everything is correct. The 22nd, due to some reasons, if there is a huge fall in the population of a species of butterflies, what could be its likely consequence or consequences? We all the time we read about the importance of a particular species, but we also need to follow what happens if that particular species disappears, because only then we can realize that we have taken for granted the abilities, the roles of many animals around us. So this question is primarily to the question our awareness about the importance of animals in different habitats. Now we're going to the different pattern of organizations, acts, funds, reports. The first one is on the Gadgil Committee report and Kasturi Rangan Committee report. Often while preparing for civil services, especially the environment science, I felt a bit lazy to go through the reports, to remember the names, to remember the recommendations. But I soon realized that I needed to change my perspective towards the reports and the recommendations, because they play a very key role for an administrator, just like if you want to buy a mobile phone or computer or any gadget, we take suggestions from different people who are very who are great experts in that particular field. So in a similar manner, the governments tend to take expert recommendations. So they reveal and enhance our understanding about a particular issue. Suppose the protection of Western Ghats, we have the Kerala floods. A lot is said about that, how to address it in the Kasturi Rangan Committee report. So the 9th question now, the NGT, National Green Tribunal, Central Pollution Control Board. We have different type of organizations, judicial bodies, which are going to deal with the environmental issues. So this question primarily expects from us what is the organic difference between them, and what is the particular aim of the two, how they're going to differ in their activities, their mandate. The next question. On which of the following can you find Bureau of Energy Efficiency star label? Did anyone see the star label on any of the electronic devices you use? Did anyone see the star label on the house?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. I think I have seen one of them on my refrigerators. Yes. Do your refrigerator have a star label?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other
air conditioner.
devices? Any other devices, please?
Air conditioner.
Yes. Anything more?
We have it on the inverters also.
Yes, yes. That's quite good. So the star label, or that's given by the Bureau of Energy Efficiency, is a very that factor that which we have a great idea about in our day-to-day life. So this primarily questions our ability to have a greater understanding of what happens immediately in around us. Of course, we see those labels on bigger devices, but I haven't seen them on ceiling fans. So I have soon realized after reading the questions before going to the examinations that I need to be more particular on where this is going to happen. And that increased my interest, and that generated a great enthusiasm in me to find out what type of energy efficiency devices we are using in our day-to-day life. I think these questions would make you feel better and have a greater idea of how to prepare and how to look at things around you so that you can have a greater edge in the examination. According to the Wildlife Protection 1972, which of the following animals cannot be hunted by any person except under some provisions provided by law? So they have given some animals, three, and they're asking us to have a greater understanding on what type of animals are conserved and what type of animals. You can see and understand about this much further in your classes, the different sections in the Act, and the animals are categorized. Some are even given permission to hunt. What are the important or importances of United Nations Convention to combat desertification? The question, see, it's very framed very intellectually. If they give you just importance, you might choose the option A, B, C, or D with just one statement. So they have given you importances so that either you get eliminated or you stay in the race. So this talks about the United Nations Convention to combat desertification. Desertification is one of the important problems the world, especially India, Africa, many continents are facing. It's a very environmental issue at the global level. Various inventions and efforts are being done. This is primarily to test our ability to understand the issues around us and generate an awareness. And we have different conventions going on this. The 38th question is on International Solar Alliance was launched at the United Nations Climate Change Conference, the particular year. So they're asking about a particular organization being built, established at a particular conference in a particular year. And the alliance includes all the member countries of the United Nations. So they're asking us about the membership of a particular organization. So do we have all the countries, or are we going to have only a few? Which one of the following associated with the issue of control and phasing out of the use of ozone depleting substances? So the particular pollution causing agent, environmental depleting agent, and the particular protocol associated with it. Green Climate Fund. So the aim, the organizations that are primarily focusing for its development, so we can have an observation on that. The 52nd, am I a bit boring? Everyone? Do you feel me boring?
No, ma'am.
Oh, ma'am.
Thank you.
No, ma'am.
The Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee is constituted under which of the following acts? In order to ensure conservation in animals, we have different type of acts passed out in the parliament. So we must have a very good understanding of which type of particular act results in the creation of a particular body with a particular mandate to conserve and protect a particular species. In India, if a species of tortoise is declared protected under Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act, what does it imply? So we have different animals protected under different acts. So this question primarily focuses on our understanding of the comparison, analytical comparison of the different protection levels awarded to different animals under different acts. So as we see here, it gives the same level of protection. Pollution. Pollution is a more of a phenomenon that we see every day that hampers our life every day. So it's natural that we are expected to have a basic understanding on different pollutants. And it's very interesting to find out the way the questions are asked. If once you observe, just observe the way the questions are asked, the next time you see a newspaper, the next time you hear a lecture, on the next time you read an article, you can have a greater concentration. You can have a greater focus because you know how the questions are being asked, because you know where to focus. And the newspaper articles are going to be much, much easier for you to process, to digest. So going to the question, in the context of mitigating the impending global warming due to anthropogenic emissions of carbon dioxide, which of the following can be potential sites for carbon sequestration? This is a very interesting concept. We always hear of pollution, but we also, especially the increasing levels of carbon dioxide, and you get introduced and exposed to different types of pollution reduction measures in your study of environment. And this is a very interesting concept that I felt for myself personally. So you can directly take up the carbon in the environment and put it in a place so that it doesn't interfere and come in between and devastate the balance of the entire gases and the process that happen in the environment. The next question. In the cities of our country, which among the following atmospheric gases are normally considered in calculating the value of air quality index? Personally, when I studied this question for the first time, I have a good understanding of what air quality index is. See, we have different pollutants in the air around us. So to measure the quality of air on the basis of the presence of these pollutants, we could have a better idea of in how much pollution we are living. But this question specifically asks us what type of polluting agents are being calculated in a particular type of pollution measuring index. So a greater idea about the concepts and a greater idea of, it's a very factual question, and especially prelims being a elimination process, having a better idea of these minute details or facts help you in elimination. acid rain is caused by pollution of environment by carbon. So you also get introduced to the acid rain and how it's going to be an environmental pollutant, and what are the main constituents of the nitrous oxide. Then comes the question on the photochemical smog is a resultant of the reaction among. Early in the morning or even in the midday, we come across these phenomenon in the cities and urban areas. So this is what happens to us in everyday life. So the questioning us on understanding about or our awareness about what are the constituents that are around us and what are polluting us. So we can also have a interaction on the different concepts that are being questioned upon. So carbon fertilization. So carbon dioxide is considered the increasing levels of carbon dioxide is a great threat, but how that carbon dioxide or the carbon become a fertilizer. This is related to the terminologies that we are introduced to in the environmental science, and this question particularly expects us to be well versed with that particular concept or terminology. In the context of solving pollution problems, what are the advantages of bioremediation techniques? Today, in these days, we are having more sorry. So we have different techniques of clearing up the environmental pollution, and we are using several different types of organisms. And this question is particularly expecting us to have a good idea of different types of processes that are involved in cleaning up different types of pollutants, and what is the ability of different processes, and whether a process can clean all type of pollutions or can it clean only a certain category of pollutants like heavy metals. Can all organisms deal with solving the pollutants? This is being dealt primarily. And biological oxygen demand. This is an important tool to measure the health of the aquatic ecosystems. You can have a better idea about it in the further classes. Which one of the following is the best description of term ecosystem? It's a very basic concept. It talks about our understanding about the very basic concepts. With reference to food chains and ecosystem, consider the following statements. The food chains are the very important part, the basic things, the basic building blocks of our understanding of the ecosystems. This question talks about our awareness about that particular concept. And then which one of the following terms describes not only the physical space occupied by organism, but also the functional role of the community, role in the community of the organisms? So these are basically the terms. Which of the following are the possible consequences of heavy sand mining in riverbeds? So this expects us to have a greater understanding of the consequences of a particular environmental issue. It directly questions our understanding of the processes involved, in particularly the consequences that happen because of doing harm to the environment. Whenever the sand is removed, what happens next? How it affects the level of the water and how it affects the flow of the water. So this expects us to have a clear-cut knowledge on the entire process, the chain of reactions that are going to happen. So then, believe me, you need not remember or mug up anything. If once you understand the chain reactions and the basic causes for what triggers that, environment could be very enthusiastic. With reference to the circumstances and in agriculture, the concept of conservation agriculture is assuming significance. Which of the following fall under conservation agriculture? So after the Green Revolution, after the using of a different type of pesticides and fertilizers, we have realized what harm we have been causing to the environment, and there are more focus on the sustainable processes of doing agriculture, doing farming. So a very good understanding is essential about to know about the different current and different emerging techniques of doing agriculture. There ends my presentation of sharing. So we have gone through different patterns of questions, how the questions are being asked. I think this would definitely give us a better understanding of how we should focus, on what we should focus, and how to set the right type of filters so that we could grab the accurate and gain better understanding on each and individual concepts. So how do you feel? How was the interaction?
If you have any doubts, you please ask.
Yeah, Manisha Reddy, she has a doubt. Why not carbon dioxide is taken into consideration in one of the questions?
Yes, yes. Even I got that doubt when I was reading through that. Then I have answered myself. I haven't gone deeper into it. I thought it's a little, it is compared to the other gases, the proportion of the gas is very little. Maybe because of that reason, they haven't taken carbon dioxide. And carbon dioxide as a pollutant works more harmful when it goes into the upper layers of the atmosphere by destroying the ozone layer. So maybe because of the latitudinal specific operation of the different gases, and this index works especially in about the gases that we have in the territorial level, the status. Yes.
And Yashwini was asking about what is an alliance?
Alliance is when, just like when 2 or 3 countries or more number of countries sign or come together, have a common goal and try to achieve it. They have their own targets, they try to achieve it, and they set their own course of action. We have different alliances, we can say pacts, agreements. The legal position may vary.
Yeah, sand mining increases.
Yes.
Yeah, can you read that?
Yes, yes.
So Manisha, you can ask it.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, in the options, of course, we have different chain reactions for a particular activity of harming the environment. But the options that the UPSC chooses is based on its choice. Of course, they can also include it, they can also exclude it. They may have even many different choices.
Yeah, any other questions?
You can share the information with the director. She will circulate it to all the people. Whatever you have prepared, Devaki.
So
It was an excellent set of questions you have collected from all the papers related to the environment.
Yeah, I think in my preparation, I felt I need to have a categorization of different questions, of different issues, so that before going to the exam, I can know what questions were already covered, so that I can have a less focus on them, and I can also have a greater focus on what I should focus and what I should have a better understanding about. So I have done it for my benefit, and I thought of sharing it, maybe useful, beneficial for the coming people.
Yes, that is the point in introducing all of you, that you will be a better person to explain it to others who are in the process of preparation, right?
Yes.
That will help them. Like, you're doing it yourself, so you can guide them well. They can take those inputs. We have students who are in 7th standard, 9th and 10th standards also.
Yes.
So for them to go through the NCERT textbooks, it becomes very, very easy now. So whatever they are learning, they can focus, they can keep that in mind, that this will be helpful for them when they get 21 and they are going to write the prelims.
Yes, because even though the questions change, the patterns change,
concepts will be the same.
The basic soul, the basic expectations, I feel they remain so.
Same, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
It was really nice, Ms Devaki, like how you shared your experiences, with all of them. That's really nice. If you can share that, we will put it up in the website so that the other students also can take it up. Yeah.
After 2 weeks, we request you to again take another class. After 2 weeks, another class you should take.
Definitely, sir. Intati mahad avakasan నాకు ఇచ్చినందుకు చాలా సంతోషం. ఇద్దరికి హృదయపూర్వకంగా కృతజ్ఞతలండి.
We are very happy. We are very happy with the way you presented.
I'm very much delighted and very much glad for being a participant and also as a presenter.
Yes.
It enlightens me, enriches me, and to strengthen my learning path.
That is true. That is true. Yeah. So,
Director Madam, you announced the next week homework.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. So this is what the students need to understand, that like suppose the word desertification came. So if we note down, we find out what it is about. So that in the last minute preparation, it helps you a lot. Not just that question, what is it asking about? The whole idea behind that question also should be thought about. That is really very nice, Ms Devaki, for giving all of us. And today I realized that all my students are girls. Yeah, all of them who are participating are girls, and in the future I think so we are going to have more female IAS officers. I'm really feeling proud now. Yeah. And let me share the homework assignment for all the students. For the seniors, please note down, it is Indian economy after COVID, and for juniors it is farmers' problems. Seniors, please write an essay in 1,000 words. The topic is Indian economy after COVID. How did COVID influence the Indian economy? That is for seniors. And for juniors, write an essay in 500 words about the problems of the farmers. Thank you, dear students. Yeah. we will close the session for today, and we will be meeting again next Saturday.
Thank you, ma'am.
Very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you. Thank you.